Hey, hi, howdy, hello! We're back to Danganronpa. Hello, Green Ghost. Yeah, I wasn't clicked in. Last left off right before the beginning of the class trial. Chapter 5. I need to talk to Kyoko before I get on the elevator. Ah, yes. But also look at this thing. And I could look at this camera. No particular reason to do either, but I did. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you, where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So...
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that.
Whew.
I had no idea a body had been discovered. Playing Henry Stickmin? Eh. It looks fun to watch, but I don't see a lot of... It looks like the gameplay is guess which meme is the one we want you to use. You know? And that seems, like I said, funny to look at, but actually playing seems kind of boring. Then when did you find out?
So...
Just now. I finished my search and came back down, just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. Can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? Well, that's why you were late.
However...
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to?
Wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words...
I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? Kyoko's account has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
Just a second!
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial. Okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation.
It would seem...
Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. Class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. And the doors slid shut. This time, the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, doors opened without warning. Dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair. It's what this light always is for me. Ow.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Thrills! Chills! Kills!
Let's get on with the show!
So the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Cool and composed. Steadies your aim a little. Yep. literally just enough SP for that last skill. And, I believe there's no more free time events in the entire game. Like, I'm not going to be able to get my SP any higher than this. I can't get any more skills. This will be final build. Let's look at what all I got. Focus gauge up by 2. Steady my aim. Focus gauge decreases more slowly. Focus gauge recovers more quickly. Increase damage during bullet time battle. Increase bullet capacity for bullet time battle. The final Makoto build, yeah. So yeah, bullet time battle, which is probably the hardest minigame. I've got plenty of stuff to boost it. Cool and Compose just helps with your aim sway. Sounded like Pig Latin. Aim sway.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim.
Yep.
First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
Gotta be sure.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
Can we... Monokuma, can we... can we just, like, lock him up somewhere? Please. Anything. Hell, execute him for this. I don't care if he did it or not. Just get him out of here.
No! That's a ghost!
Oh my god.
But she has legs and stuff.
Yeah, Japanese ghosts don't have legs.
Well, that's just because
They don't have feet, specifically, I think.
she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology!
Oh my god.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Byakuya, for just once, I'm with you completely. My head.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits
Oh,
to the
God.
traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
One important trait she has.
I got
Gloves.
it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she
Heartbreaking. The worst
actually
person you
wears
know
those
just made a good
gloves.
point. Yeah. Byakuya isn't the worst person we know. Assuming Monokuma's a person. Gotta be Monokuma.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
Correct?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
Oh my god.
I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
Oh my god. There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. If I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. I don't have any choice but make your argument.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it.
Yeah, the reticule
Prove she's not
barely
a
moves
ghost.
without me anymore.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Oh my god.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Not... I mean, that does disprove it, because we literally know it
That
wasn't wearing
Kyoko
gloves,
there
but
is
sure.
just a-
Okay, then prove
The
it.
dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves, because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
Oh my god.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Okay, fake nails. You can't wear gloves over fake nails.
That
Kyoko there. Okay, then prove
The dead body wasn't wearing.
they got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves.
well.
Yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No, it has fake
No,
nails, you
that's wrong.
fucking idiot.
No. There's no way the corpse was wearing gloves.
There's a reason they skipped that entire part of the argument in the anime.
Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails. Don't you think?
Yeah, don't you fucking think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
Someone hit him.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Skip this because dealing with Hero is too much. It is.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Of course they wouldn't.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Fucking moron.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
Oh my god.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Get his ass. For anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Make your argument.
If Kyoko really is still alive,
Standing right next to
then
us.
who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
There is.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition.
The face was, yeah.
And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
You're not wrong on that
Well,
part.
if we can't identify the body.
No, we can. We got
No,
something, Hina.
that's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
For real.
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Noted.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
Hero.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The key
The
to
tattoo
figuring
on the
out
right
who
hand.
it was
Pretty obvious.
is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh?
Wouldn't it be funny if a different character
Is
did
this
Makoto's know
a
that's
dog?
wrong? You actually start seeing that in the second game. Other people will start interjecting with, that's off. Like, no, you're incorrect. During player arguments. And you'll have to show why your argument's correct.
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Jesus, Toko.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
Hero, don't assume her nonsense is real.
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
For God's sake.
Oh, really?
Toko's delusional, but Hero's worse for believing her. It'll become clear, yeah.
I got it!
Mukuro Ikusaba.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
You could tell Bryce had to stop to how do I say this again? Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is... What? Okay, sure. Hangman's Gambit this. It's a wolf. Had to change up his ability. Any day now, the F will appear.
Now I understand!
I got that right.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology.
Yeah, Toko would
Huge
know.
world-ending wolf beast.
Fenrir has to show up a lot in books.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
I mean, Loki's also a giant, but yeah.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
Yeah, she hasn't been doing that this whole time.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Yep.
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir.
And as there's no other candidates, Mukuro Ikusaba it is.
So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Monokuma kinda has to tell them they're right on this, cause otherwise it's just not fair to fucking guess. It's someone they didn't know was here before today.
What? Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
Yeah, you were a bit off, sorry to tell ya.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Sure does.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier.
True enough.
If I remember correctly,
She was a part of Wolfhound?
that other information came from... Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
Ooh.
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Then who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
An excellent question.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
Yeah. Too bad she didn't die on screen.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do
Yeah,
with it.
too bad.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Ow.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Wow, Monokuma, you really want us on topic this time.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
Ugh, big yawn.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken
Monokuma's theater
place.
going off.
Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
It's not a stupid thing to guess could be possible, but...
Nope! There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Oh yeah, ask, that'll help.
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Yeah. Based on what we know, there can only be two suspects. Kyoko and Makoto.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain.
Allow me to explain.
Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can
Whoever
confirm.
this is what? Damn, was really hoping that was gonna work. What's wrong with you guys? He said what? Get her!
That at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma.
Fuck you, Monokuma!
The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The
Yeah.
only ones without alibis.
And the thing is, Byakuya also found Hiro up there in the garden. So he's even got an alibi for there not being a body there
Are
at the time.
me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Exactly so.
The only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took
Yeah,
place.
we gotta be specific about this.
Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body?
We can push it back a bit more than that.
What time did we find the body?
A little after 9. Or about
The
9.
one who saw the body first was Toko, right?
Yeah,
And she went to go get the pickaxe.
9 o'clock.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock. It's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock.
Right?
But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Yep.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. And I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Wrong till. Okay, then looks like the game has begun. Can't provide an alibi for that period. Just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
That time's right.
and 9 o'clock in the morning.
It had to be between those two times.
And Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's
Right.
more than enough time to commit murder, I should think.
It is quite a bit, 9.5
So, Makoto,
hours.
if you have any objections, now would be the time.
I think we do have something for... Yeah.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock.
Nah. The sprinklers.
No, that's wrong.
This is a bit of a flawed line of reasoning, and I think we're gonna get to that.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30
Yep.
every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly.
Now?
The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Well, not for that reason.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How?
You're not wrong that it was wet, but you're wrong on
Are
why.
you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
No one said anything even remotely to that effect, Toko. Please calm down.
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Poor Toko.
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler,
Yeah, it's gotta be exhausting to be her.
you'd better tell us why!
Prove it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. What to do is hit Toko with certain evidence, and that should do it. Look at the body itself, that should make it clear. Okay, bullet time battle.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything!
Oh man, that got way too fast for me.
How can you say it wasn't the
This should prove it.
There we go. That really shouldn't be the bullet that does the trick, but
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
exactly. It was wet because it caught on fucking fire and Makoto chucked a bucket of water at it.
The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
Coco, what are you talking about? Brutal.
I'm so sick of her.
It's tiring, yes.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because
Chill, Toko. Yeah, seriously. Hey,
while
Koala.
the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Yeah.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
It wasn't an unreasonable thing to figure, Toko. Genuinely, I think she had a good point bringing that up.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then
Like,
the
if
murder
it's all
must
part
have
of the
taken
body
place.
wet, it wouldn't be weird to take that. Like, it does take an extra step or two of logical deduction of like, oh wait, the bottom half wasn't wet. That's weird.
Sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night
Kinda
to
perfect,
7:30
almost.
this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
It's amazing how perfectly the times add up here, right? Like, so perfectly, in fact. Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Would mean that Mukuro's killer is... Thanks, Yasuhiro, buddy. No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
Shut the fuck up, Monokuma.
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything.
And we'll grant, if that's true, no hard feelings, Kyoko. We all would have done the same if we thought we found the mastermind. Kick the fuck out of them.
So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko?
It's a pretty good motivator.
But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
Bit of a reach, Bum Yakuya. I wouldn't call it a reach, frankly. It makes sense. Basically, everyone here is in agreement. The mastermind's the only person who needs to die.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well, then,
we got info from her. The logic
I think
is
it's pretty
good.
clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
This does work on paper. There's nothing that really goes against that.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Yeah, she's actually right.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a
Actually,
way
it takes
the
into
body
account
could have
Kyoko's character
avoided
for
getting
once,
wet.
which is an improvement for his usual reasoning. He's like, he doesn't even seem mad about that on paper, like the motivation. Like, you thought you were stopping the whole thing, and now you just don't want to die. Hard to argue against that, frankly.
Interesting. I'm listening.
There is still a bit of a hole in this theory, though.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
Yeah.
I
The
got it!
tarp in the tool shed.
You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
Yes, you could use the tarp to prevent the sprinklers from getting the body wet at 7:30. Small problem. You'd have to then take the tarp back. While the sprinklers were... after the sprinklers turned back off. And then go down 4 flights of stairs to get to the dining hall to see Hina before a minute had passed. I don't recall if the game actually addresses that little hole.
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do
My
is
problem
cover
is he
the body
underestimates
with
her
the tarp,
caution. She wouldn't
and
kill
that'd
Mukuro
take
on
care
such a
of the
weak
water.
suspicion, especially knowing the consequences. But also, Togami has to go with, at that moment at least, literally everyone else had a perfect alibi.
In fact, that's exactly what the killer did.
Someone here is the ultimate speedster?
The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile,
Now-
kept perfectly clean.
Now, we have to give anyone within that time frame, which is Makoto or Kyoko, could have taken the tarp off. Or put the tarp on. But I'm sorry, Makoto has kind of an airtight alibi for taking it back off. Unless Hina's deduction of the time is off by a few minutes.
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoko say that? Would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp was used the way Kyoko said. Tarp must have touched the body, right? The body...
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
Can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. Have to refute what Kyoko said. There's another reason the tarp doesn't add up, but I think mine is pretty good.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
Yeah?
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
I mean, it what? Damn it.
Shoot!
Some of these, it's like,
By covering the body with
The tarp, the killer prevents.
So the reason that because the
damn
sprinkler
it.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless.
it's because that side was protected since it was facing down toward the butt. Of course it didn't get dirty.
there we go.
No, that's
Sometimes
wrong.
I go too soon. I mean, it didn't get dirty, but that doesn't add
Actually,
up.
one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself.
But
Not to touch
this
it,
also
or you
doesn't
might
quite
get
add
some
up.
on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state,
Premature truth bulleting is
it
nothing to be ashamed of.
absolutely would've
Don't
gotten
pull
blood
at
on
that.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
Why not wash both sides
If
then?
they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
Okay, at least we didn't have to fight him on this one.
more than that. What if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh? Blood was camouflage?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I mean, they could have taken him from the blood bags in the nurse's office, but that's not what they did this
I
time.
know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
That's an option.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
What is the reason that they decide
No.
that's not it?
That's not what happened this time.
It isn't what happened this time, but there's no reason you
The
couldn't.
killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Like, genuinely, there's not a lot of reason to do it like this. But no, I do know what they're referring to.
I got it!
A chicken was missing.
Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens.
The others should still be thinking, if Makoto did this, his behavior doesn't make any sense. He's answering questions that implicate him. Why the hell would he keep doing that? Killed the poor chickens for this. Only one, to be fair. Poor chicken
But
singular.
after the murder, there were only 4.
So fucked up. It is pretty fucked up.
So you're saying someone
That-
killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood?
One of those stupid 4 comas from the official 4 coma collection has the killer in this case actually kill the chicken to drain it of blood, and then they're like, what do I do with the body? Oh, I know. And then they just, like, have a full, like, 3-course chicken dinner using its entire body, and they get a stomachache, and that's the joke. That chicken had DID. That was actually Toko's spirit animal. They didn't even make KFC. In the 4 coma, they literally did. So, maybe that's canon.
Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around.
That's a serious possibility.
Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense.
I mean, they did, Hina. Maybe.
You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
That's also true.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
Put the coat on the body after everything?
Covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
That's a good point, actually.
I think so.
No.
Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Also, it was
that
face
settles
down.
it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
Right.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
I mean, there's still the question, again, they'd have to be there after 7:30 when the sprinklers turned off to put the coat on and take the tarp off. Because, I mean, I'll admit, I don't know exactly how long the sprinklers run, but I feel like that's a point they need to figure out. How long do they run? A minute? 30 seconds? Any longer than that, Makoto's alibi still works. Because getting down from the top of the school down to the bottom floor in less than a minute, that's a tough call. Not impossible, but Makoto would have to look really damn... He'd have to be sweaty after that kind of run. At least a little out of breath. He's not that athletic.
But to pull all that off,
Doing both, too, that tightens your window.
wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
Exactly.
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Why not?
Huh?
Only Hina could have run that fast.
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body.
Yeah, but the timing that doesn't explain it, actually.
They'd be done in no time.
Not no time. You gotta take the tarp. Have you ever tried to move a tarp? Like, really? Have you ever tried to move a tarp? There is no such thing as doing that fucking fast. Even a small one like that, folding it up perfectly like that, moving it over there. The sprinklers would have had to have stopped after 7:30 if they started at 7:30 on the dot, and Hina seemed pretty sure it was 7:30 on the dot when Makoto showed up, or at least close.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Wrong till? Okay, I guess, but
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
not really.
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
It's kinda not still.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
The suspicion falls back on me again. Kyoto, do you really think Skin and Bones Makoto managed to go up and down the stairs that fast? Like, Makoto didn't take any detours to the gym is the problem. It really still doesn't work. I feel like that's a major hole that they are only pretending is closed up. Why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Disguised dead body added to the truth bullet section.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one.
She knows who she's talking to. Easy enough to fool. I guess.
Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it?
The thing is, it takes so much intelligence to do this. To have set that up. And Kyoko has put herself out there as someone very, very smart. They'd all be very willing to believe she set up fake alibis for Makoto that she could then tear down to make him look worse. Like, that's the real problem with this case. She's still smart enough to have done even that much.
Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Dumbass.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered
No, you
something
fucking
super
idiot. I'm thinking of
serious.
something way better.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
She would have if Hiro didn't interrupt with nonsense again.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
Right.
According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Listen, more important, now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? She is grasping at straws. Makoto didn't do it, so it's hard to prove he did. So she's trying to tunnel all their logic to a conclusion that says Makoto did it. Can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. You don't want it anyway. Besides, Toko has her own weapons on her at all times. Genuinely, even when she gets rid of them, Jack just makes more. Jack's got plenty, I assure you. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did.
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
Didn't exactly come up in conversation just yet. You're not gonna believe his answer. Couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. Thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Still only a 30% chance you're right. Considering everything up till now, wrong till, should be able to make it clear. I have to prove I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It is, yeah.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
It's compelling
Just because
evidence.
I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
Really? I mean, kind of.
Shoot!
Like,
The knife we found lodged. It's the
ambiguous
same one.
bullcrap.
It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it.
Makoto, just because I had that automatic.
Well, getting stabbed is what killed. So there's no question.
Yeah, it is, but there's more to it
You
than
took
that,
that
was
knife
what I
of
was
yours
getting
and
at.
killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
What? Already established the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed. Means when the knife was thrust through the coat into the body...
The knife we found lodged in the dead...
What the fuck are you talking about? I actually don't know what the fuck they're talking about here.
It really...
Hang on. What?
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Hang on, what?
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
Okay, that was still
No,
the thing,
wrong.
just the wrong bull... Instead of the part of it that says they were jabbed in the back of the head,
Wait,
which might
hold
actually
on.
be useful.
The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right?
Such a weird way to do
In
that.
other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Got mad about that.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
So
he sure
what?
did.
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body.
Yeah.
Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Yeah, but that doesn't actually solve the fucking problem.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? No, there's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see. Da-da-da.
I got it!
Yeah, stabbed a single time.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Which is part of what I thought they were going for with the exploded body analysis thing. Now this shit is named so weird, it's hard to know what the fuck they're talking
It was
about.
just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing.
Yeah, that would be why Monokuma doesn't state the actual cause of death. Because it's
The
disguised.
explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Seemed to be the plan. Look at my capture right now.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but
What's up?
what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
Not all of a sudden,
If
but
you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some
It was
unknown
making you guys
quantum particle
guess
caused an
between three
atomic
options of
level
the same thing.
spontaneous combustion!
yeah, part of it is translation shit, but
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway
tell
on
them,
this.
Nagi. One explanation I can think of.
I got it!
Yep,
After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right?
bodies do that sometimes, Tina. Okay, spontaneous human combustion is a real phenomena, but this has none of the hallmarks of that. And it's not an explosion, it's a burst into flame. There wouldn't be the pressure wave that had. Like, you really need very specific conditions for that. It needs to be very dry. There needs to be a fire already nearby. Like, there needs to be something happening. And like, in a room like that was very humid, no spontaneous human combustion there. Way too much moisture in the air. Not so concussive? Never that concussive. There's no reports of a human just fucking exploding for no reason. Bursting into flame for basically no reason, yes. Exploding, no.
That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Also, the vast majority of cases of spontaneous human combustion are on corpses. Mukuro Ikusawa was a creeper, not a human.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
Yeah, it's weird. Who had access to one of Monokuma's bombs?
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Yeah, a specific bomb. The bomb in Monokuma. Who has access to those? It was Yasuhiro! He has the mechanical know-how to take
Then the
Monokuma apart.
explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Not the exact same one, but
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely
Yeah.
bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate.
What is Byakuya thinking while he's watching this? Like, he keeps thinking, hang on, Makoto must still believe in her. Bleeding heart.
It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
That's probably where he's going at this point. Before it's like, every time he suspects Makoto, even a little, he's gotta be like, why does he keep helping us point towards him? He's trying to it doesn't add up. He's starting to think about the motivations. Need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. Bleeding heart liberal. Oh, God. No, I don't want it. No, that joke ends right where it is.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
Correct.
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
It couldn't have been.
Well, yeah. She was already totally
He
dead
was
when
probably
that
thinking,
happened.
he's a fool doing
And it
foolish
wasn't
things
you
foolishly.
because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh?
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Yeah?
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Knife was a cover-up. All those other wounds on her body weren't fresh. Which only leaves...
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
What? Oh, come on, it
And
despawned
it
right...
wasn't because of the knife,
there.
right? And then there's only one.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless
No,
wounds across her entire
I swear,
body.
those keep despawning right when I shoot them.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal
Injury has yet to be determined.
There we go.
No,
He's thinking,
wrong.
I doubt it, but hey, I've been proven wrong before. He can keep going if he wants.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
That was a weird one because, like, they were on the right track. There was no reason to cut in. They could have just gone, alright, this one. Like, it's not like they were going in circles with that debate there. They were on it.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
We have a good idea.
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
Not dignifying that.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Yeah, it's made for smashing boulders. I think it's Dark Souls 2 that has the description of the pickaxe weapon. Not really intended as a weapon, but it was designed to smash hard rock. A human skull would be an afterthought. Famously blunt object, pickaxes. I do love the idea of pickaxes as weapons, because historically, the war pick was a decently effective tool. You just have a sharp end, basically a sharp side to the other end of a war hammer, would be your war pick, and it worked well. You could pierce when you needed to, or bludgeon when you needed to, by having a flat end on the other side. But dedicated as just a pick, where it was sharp on both sides, was unheard of. You'd have the blunt end on the other side, usually. You decide to use it in the absolutely wrong way, sideways, hitting the skull with a point where the metal is fitted to the handle. No, those things are still heavy as shit, and that would still do way more damage. Would be a blunt weapon injury, yeah, but again, you wouldn't still have the skull. I don't think you'd have a head if you got bashed in with that. It'd also be a stupid way to kill someone with a pickaxe, yeah.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power.
She's also got a point there.
I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
Toko, could you even lift a pickaxe by yourself? I think it weighs more than you.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
Weirdly self-aware for once.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
Her weird sadistic side's coming out.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Hero's weird sadistic side coming out too. Fuck. Again, what a stupid way to kill with a pickaxe. Yeah, you've got a pickaxe, why do it like that? Use one of the other tools at that point.
Seriously?
She can if she can believe it.
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
He's saying he wants her to do that too, or he also wants to do that to her? I assume the latter, but it's also possible he was saying the former and he wasn't actually listening.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto.
Tell them,
Surely
Naegi.
you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Actually, it should be near the bottom because it was one of the last things we found. Titanium
I got it!
arrows.
Mukuro was hit in
Which,
the back of the head with something. And that's what killed her.
Just gonna restate from last time, titanium arrows would be very poor as arrows. Titanium's way too rigid to be a good arrow material. Aluminum arrows work okay. But titanium, they need to flex or they're gonna be... the thing about arrows and why most of the good ones are still made of wood is because, yeah, they gotta be bendy. Because when you look at a bow, you actually have to offset the arrow ever so slightly, because there's not like a hole in the middle. It has to be offset from the actual point of direction. With a straight arrow that doesn't flex or bend, it's just gonna shoot off point every time, because it's gonna be pointing where the arrow is pointing. But with a flexible arrow, it's actually going to weirdly bend itself in mid-air and correct its trajectory like that. And titanium's just not a good material for that. So, you like to imagine... that is actually a good reason why crossbow bolts can be so, can have a lot more penetrating power, is because they can be made of much heavier materials. Because crossbows don't have that problem, they do just go straight. Gotta be bendy and not the ink machine. My brother was actually really into archery, so I know a fair bit about it. I was also in Boy Scouts as a kid, which meant I got to see, this was a fun visual at camp one time. Like, we were gonna do archery and we were also gonna do BB guns. We were gonna do target practice with both. And the instructor was like, alright, between these two, which one do you think is gonna do the more damage? And being kids, we were all like, the gun. It's a gun. Sure, it's not shooting like real bullets, but it's a gun. He was like, okay. He takes out a jar of sand. Now, this jar of sand here has been shot with a BB gun. See the hole here? No hole on the other side, right? And yeah. Took out another jar with an arrow clean through it. This is the one we shot with an arrow. Now, which one do you think did more damage? Yeah. A bow and arrow, way more dangerous than a BB gun. You can still get someone's eye out with a BB gun. That'd suck. With an arrow, you could genuinely kill a person. Even with the, like, blunted target shooting arrows we use that weren't intended to do damage to a person.
And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
But yeah, you can tell these are arrows and not bolts because of the fletching on the end. Also, they're way too long. So, this is just a critical research failure. Arrows were made with killing in mind. Yeah. Depends on the draw weight of the bow, of course. Oh, of course. A very low draw weight bow. You could still probably kill a person even with a... I mean, if it's like a toy, you're not gonna kill someone no matter what. But any bow that can shoot from, say, even 30 yards with any accuracy, you could probably kill someone if you hit him in the wrong spot. Bad shot to the neck or into the head at the right angle. You could do that. With a BB, I find it hard to believe you could kill someone at any range with a BB gun, unless it was stupendous luck. Like, to an unbelievable degree. Could kill someone with a BB gun if you hit them in the right spot. Yeah, but that'd be like, that's a much harder sell than a target shooting bow. Like, I'm trying to think of where you could specifically hit. Because a neck shot would hurt a lot. For sure. But I don't think you can really break skin with a BB gun. If you get someone in the eye, maybe if it bounces just the right spot, they could theoretically bleed out from it, but like, that's another tough sell. Like, human skin really can hold up against plastic pellets. I guess if you were using metal BB pellets, maybe, but those don't fly very far because they're too heavy.
An arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kinda weird.
I get what you're going for, Hina.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master! You have no right!
Girl, we are gonna get you some character development. Actually, I'm sorry to say, no, we're not. Some, just not on the side you need it the most.
I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
Don't blame Hina for doubting it. So there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. Other than the very first one, most of these arguments have been pretty logical.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker,
Other
right?
than Hero's bullshit at the
I
beginning.
have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well,
Well, we're going to get more
in
Jack
the
development than
Monokuma
Toko.
file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Not if you taped a bunch of them together. You could, like, okay, in this game, more
You're
Jack
right.
than Toko
Just
development.
the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another
But
weapon.
I'm actually not huge on how Jack has to develop for this. Like, compare her first appearance to her last, it feels like character... It more feels like Jack has become more Toko-like, rather than diverting even more from Toko's opinions, which I would have preferred more. But if Jack is the original personality, we unfortunately know that to not be true. Because Toko has memories from before Jack, and they don't share. Like, Jack very specifically knows she is not the original and says as much. A theory on the subject of games. Yeah, but it's one that's just in the game itself, so...
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe.
Yeah, you could do that. If it was really good duct tape, probably wouldn't slide too much. It'd be a weird impromptu one, but it'd be a good weapon to try to hide. Though why you wouldn't dispose of the tape is a different question.
And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's
Weird-ass
fable of
weapon
the bundle of
nonetheless.
sticks.
Absolutely.
One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Toko's weirdly verbal about insights that kind of do help this time. There's blood on the tape, but not on the arrowheads. That's another weird question. I guess it could be from the blood splatter. Because head wounds bleed a lot. They could have cleaned the arrows, but not cleaned the tape. That is still weird. Why wouldn't whoever killed clean the tape? Or, well, actually, you kind of can't clean tape, to be fair. You could just rinse the blood off of titanium. You don't get blood stains on that kind of metal, really. But you can't remove a blood stain from fucking tape. But weird decision to not get rid of the tape. I wonder why.
Damn, that's harsh.
What? Why is it harsh?
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
I don't think he's paying attention at all. He just occasionally interjects with, yeah, man, or, no, I can't say. Why just leave the tape covered in blood right there? I wonder.
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker...
What was the point of cleaning the arrows then? Exactly.
It was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
Kyoko would not be washed like that.
What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
Yeah, I think that is Byakuya kind of going with, alright, he wants to believe in Kyoko, and I'm starting to think maybe he's into her. He has posited that before. He's like, but I need to remind him, just like with Sayaka, it's his ass or hers. Gonna die for that? Evidence Kyoko went to the dojo. But yeah.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is...
Now, there's actually something coming up that the anime changes so that this now makes sense, because it doesn't make sense in the game. Alright, it's gone too far. Tell them, Naegi.
right here. The key to the dojo locker.
Is about to come up.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final
His character
piece
development,
of the
how he recognizes he actually does need to step in to make sure people don't do dumb emotional decisions. Makoto, lock in.
Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
But he is missing a small something. Still viewing himself as their boss, but at least he's taking the effort to understand his underlings. Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set
Makoto,
on defending
for God's
her,
sake.
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
Yeah.
I was just protecting you.
What?
He was protecting me? Does that mean she... Was it to pee on me? I won't say I didn't think about it, but you were delirious in asking that, so it felt odd. She knew I was being attacked. She came to my rescue? Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko... She killed someone... for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Byakuya, you're not questioning anything Makoto just brought up?
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Which would mean that Kyoko is cracked. Pretty damn cracked, yeah, actually. Considering who I actually know is under that mask and some of the shit they've pulled off, it was pretty damn impressive.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
He keeps forgetting about this part. What? Byakuya should know better than anyone? What does that mean? Okay, we're coming up on, I think, the only instance of a certain something happening in the series.
Those words you just spoke.
And
what do you
very
mean?
rarely in games like this,
Exactly
too.
what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
What?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Kyoko gave her room key to Byakuya, right? Which would mean...
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
He can and has and will.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
Hey, the words you just spoke is
You
such a
stated
funny thing to
theory
say.
Earlier.
Yeah.
You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Maybe this?
Exactly what I said.
This is a weird one.
I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something
Maybe?
from me!
This is the only thing that kinda adds up to what they're trying
There's
to lead me at.
proof that you
Aren't the culprit.
Here.
No, that's wrong. If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
Huh? Why not?
because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room,
Yeah?
Then obviously I had no way of getting in.
So absorb mechanic implies the repeating is actually happening in the game. Just repeat their argument verbatim until Makoto says you're wrong. It feels like that.
Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the
That's
locker
the thing
key
they
in there
keep
myself.
doing here that... I think they realize how weird that is and how it doesn't make any sense. And try to do that less in future
Am I
games.
wrong?
it would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us, an obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. Try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Do you really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? There's some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the Mastermind has laid for us. The Mastermind's trap? Mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... The Mastermind's trap? The victim was Mukuro, and Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? Mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. This is a choice you can make. I'm gonna do this first.
There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now.
A lie?
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
You said it. The burden of proof is on you. So let's hear it. Where's this lie, then?
Run away. I don't think you can actually pick that. Kyoko is definitely lying, and it must be because some other deeper truth she wants to keep hidden. Yep, we keep going. Make your argument. Yoko's account.
I
Does
didn't
Runway
have
do
the
anything?
key
Feel
to
like
my
it's a fake
room
choice. I think it's a fake
because
one.
I'd given it to Byakuya.
You had.
There's no doubt about that, right?
You are correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten
Into my room.
No, that's
no,
wrong.
that's wrong.
Yoko just runs through a wall.
No. Kyoko could have gotten into her room. You said so yourself, didn't you, Kyoko?
Actually, to be precise, not quite. I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What?
Monokuma's secret tool?
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school, which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
Then I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing.
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it. So I lost. That's all this means.
Huh? Then, are you saying you really didn't... Kyoko, you really aren't the killer?
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
I'm sorry to say, but your time is up! All done, all finished. The class trial is all
Oh,
over.
is that right? Monokuma sure is rushing to conclusion. Maybe she turned around to say that just to Aura Farm. Monokuma Theater. Love this song.
But that's ridiculous! Since when is there any...
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out!
Yeah, she's not leaving anywhere. She just turned around and just got a farm Aura here.
So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you! But I guess we already know who the blackened is, don't we?
Monokuma, even when it's blatantly obvious, you've never said that before. Acting a little odd, aren't you?
Good job, you got it right. Brilliantly right.
We got it. Right? Does that mean Kyoko really is the killer? But something strange is going on here. Something wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko!
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment!
Is everyone ready? Okay then.
Let's give it everything we've got!
Not even giving her time to
It's
talk.
punishment time!
Not giving anyone any time to wallow in the despair or the betrayal? That's unlike you, Monokuma. Here we go, though. Kyoko has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Classroom with a crushing thing. See, this execution is unique in that it has nothing to do with their ultimate talent, but about why they're being executed instead. Now, on this screen, it's, defied Monokuma too much, so now you die by Monokuma. After school lesson. The first thing on the blackboard was actually kind of a description of the crushing weight. She's keeping pretty cool, but even she can't stop the shakes here. And oh yeah, now it's on insemination, and her face turned red when that came up. Also, she's about to be crushed to death. Red, then purple, deep blue. Keep a brave face, Kyoko. Oh. And that's how the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba came to an end. She didn't realize the piss hole was involved with that. Still had to wonder whether Kyoko was actually innocent, or... Regardless, the truth was lost forever. Even for me. I just stopped thinking about it. That was the end of Mukuro's class trial. In the end, it would prove to be our last class trial. Once that case was over, there was never a single murder at Hope's Peak ever again. We had obtained peace, in exchange for the lives of all the others. Peace, but only inside the school. This is a hell of an ending credit. Peace, but only for us. The implication here is that Hina is the mother of all 3 children and Toko died because... well... someone other than Toko had Byakuya's kid. As the implication and the impression most people go with, could also argue... Toko, here's the thing. Actually, they said there was never another class trial. That kind of implies something else, because even a suicide gets a class trial at Hope's Peak. I think it's equally likely that is Toko's son there, and she died during unrelated issues. That was the only hope we had. Hope. Hope. Hope? This is hope?
No! This isn't right!
Huh?
Makoto, why are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal for Kyoko's claim?
I don't know, Byakuya Jr. might be with Toko. He has her nervous disposition. That is also correct. I was saying, the first one is what most people go with. I think the second one's actually a little more likely. Especially because Hina fucking hates Byakuya's guts. It is also worth noting that's just Makoto's imagination. Most people are dummy. Yeah. Her claim? Oh, that's right, I have to expose Kyoko's lie or not. Yep. You can pick right the first time, but I really wanted to show that alternate ending. Let me see what this does. No, running away isn't gonna solve anything. Alright, I wasn't sure what that did. It gives you a little check. Real question is, did Byakuya successfully convince Toko to bathe first? I feel like if he told her to do it, she would. Here's the thing, it's implied she did brush her teeth when he told her to. But I think she would. I've made my decision. You need to... here is the one, like, visual novel choice of the game rather than mystery choice. Because you need to act like Makoto rather than act like a player. Yeah. Also worth remembering, I think Byakuya is the one holding her memorial picture, which implies he came to like her. It's just that the kid is holding onto Hina's arm, which muddies things. Or holding onto her shirt. She could have been kind of like a surrogate mother. But I think for placement and clarity, it would have made more sense if the kid was, like, under Byakuya there. Yagami would lose the killing semester because he would pursue the truth. Yeah. But then again, I think Yagami would be more likely to be in Kyoko's perspective, and then Kaito would bail him out. She tripped and died. It's not impossible knowing her. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
Also, he and Kaito would fight their way up. Look, Yagami and Kaito are strong as shit. Are they Sakura strong? Like, you know? And do remember, as I mentioned prior, they are RGG characters, where cutscene bullets actually affect them, and all bullets are cutscene bullets in this series. They're different, but this is all cutscenes. Do remember. Whereas Sakura... Even hypothetical cutscene bazookas, people aren't fully sure. Kaido has some of that unreal strength. He does, but... There's some bullshit characters. Like, genuinely. I mentioned before, there is a character who fought 4 absurdly strong, like 4 people with an ultimate talent that has to do with combat. Fought 4 of them simultaneously, took no damage, and was completely unarmed. And this person is not an unarmed specialist. At least by their own... unarmed is where they are weakest by their own estimation. This same person later fought Sakura with a knife and literally couldn't hurt her. Genuinely could not do shit. Completely helpless and getting their ass kicked the entire fight. Like, Sakura embarrasses basically everyone else. No matter how bullshit they are. Yagami would figure out how to make a wrench, which I guess no one else can figure out.
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
See...
What? It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you?
Oh. Monokuma's thinking about something.
Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial.
That is suspicious.
And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Monokuma came to a decision.
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
Aw, that face. You rarely get to see Makoto's expressions just because you're playing as him. I think that's a good thing. I don't recall if I think they started in V3 where they actually show the protagonist's expressions while they're talking, like in the corner.
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time.
Hey, no it isn't, we're continuing.
So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
I like her deadpan face shaking.
Voting time?
Yeah. Here we go. Now we get the actual result screen. Still A-ranked it all across. I'm fine.
Now, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
It's interesting this time Monokuma's actually giving his spiel.
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Mm-hmm. Monokuma's cheating. What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man. Kodo.
Sorry.
Sorry. It's all your
fault.
Miyaki is pissed. Like, I literally just learned it's not everyone out for themselves, and Makoto, who's bleeding heart moron, everyone, you're wrong. Kinda all wrong, I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone.
Good job.
Yep.
They got it right.
No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense.
Shing!
Is Byakuya no? I think he is highly suspicious, and if he's putting it together, then he's pissed about it.
It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Thrills, chills, kills!
It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment.
Now, the thing about, it's possible he voted for Kyoko? Wait, why do I... Oh. There's Kyoko's dirtiest look. She's pissed about this, too. Kyoko!
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Now, here's what makes me question if all that really was just Makoto's imagination. Time for the punishment. Makoto has been found guilty. It's the same execution, which Makoto shouldn't know. I think that genuinely is an alternate timeline that they play off like that. And that also explains why it's the same execution. Monokuma only set up the one for this.
Here's what's gonna crush ya.
Seemed convinced it was her. If so, he could be mad everyone else voted for the wrong person in his opinion. But then, when Monokuma announces who's correct, I think he's pissed of two possibilities. Either pissed he's so wrong, or pissed because he's now convinced Monokuma's cheating. After school lesson. Bye-bye, Makoto. Makoto's way more expressive than Kyoko was during this. And also, face turns red way sooner. Because again, it's still that. And then as the pink turns to purple, fucking blue, because... Then closes his eyes before the end, but... Makoto does have one thing Kyoko doesn't. Luck. Alter ego! To the rescue! It was just Makoto's imagination, he's kinda freaky. Yeah, cause that is unerringly accurate. The ultimate luck! Yes, yes!
What?
Huh? Huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, was that?
Yeah, it had to be.
This is...
Alter ego.
Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell, I don't believe this.
It would seem...
You finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
I mean, imagine the guys that take turns breeding Hina, basically. That is pretty crazy of, Makoto to imagine, but... I think the canon is, for a lot of the characters, Makoto has seen all their free time events, and I'll get back to why that's possible based on those free time events. I win, Monokuma, I'm out of your game!
In other words...
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us.
Why are you talking like you've already won? You barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch.
I guess because it's high school, there's no contraception in the place.
The stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again.
Yaha!
To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit. In a way, that's an even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world.
Reality, I would expect him to die on impact. You'd expect. It's the best translation they can do of Monokuma's laugh to a but it's supposed to be the ultimate disappear? Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko. What's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time.
In other words,
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. Just as easily have transliterated it with the U first. Oop. That sounds less natural. The other thing, in like Japanese media, it's kind of accepted that mascots can have weird laughs. Or even characters can. We'll look at all of One Piece. But in English, it's like, people would still think that's weird. They think this is weird, but this is almost acceptable. It isn't a translation, it's a transliteration. Yeah, technically. Does poo-hoo-hoo-hoo sound natural? It sounds closer to how a person might laugh. Like, like they were spitting on the first syllable. You can almost believe that.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
so...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. The massive high school. Also, we can hear him laugh. Yeah. Massive high school towers over all the other buildings in the bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy. Brings in top students from every field imaginable. Government-funded school of privilege. Not really necessary to make the transliteration overly clear how it's a stereotypical laugh. We know it's a laugh, we heard it. Say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. Manage to graduate is a crazy thing to say. Although, I guess 3 does kind of show a few people who don't. But it also shows how genuinely difficult it is to fuck it up. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. Hundreds of years of tradition, yet they're only... Well, we know exactly what class they are. So that's weird. Yasuhiro hasn't been expelled yet. He's been held back like 3 times. Well, it's his first year at Hope's Peak. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. Also, it's been, what, 30 days they've been in here? There are 2 things you need to attend this school. 1, you have to already be attending high school. 2, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. Standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. What? Where am I? Woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. We get in, I'm different. I mean, what would your ultimate talent be, Quilla? I'm curious. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but... What was I doing asleep here just now? Wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. Ultimate built different guy. There is kind of an ultimate built different. There is the quote-unquote ultimate survivor, which is kind of just that. ultimate, it might kill you, but it didn't work on me. What the heck is going on? Gah. Finally. Could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? So yeah, I think that is the single shortest class trial. A dream inside a hopeless nightmare. No, this isn't a dream. Shush. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. It's just a keyhole? Yeah. I mean... It was in a vast, dark cavern, the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. Good, I watched The Lockpicking Lawyer. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. Heck of a situation to find myself in. That's just the beginning of my problems. Is I gonna be stuck in there till I wasted away and died? Wrong till? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. Remembered all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me. How did you see that from your sitting position? You opened this door with a piece of plastic and a plastic bottle. Used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. With that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of there. He guessed and he got lucky. That's a rocket and a tank. Better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. That rocket is the very one from the opening of the game. Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? Good question. This is a desk. Probably the one that fell down here with me. Yeah, how tall this is, and Makoto... Like, the desk landed there? How did Makoto not bang his head on the ground and open his skull open? And just split the entire thing open on the ground when this came face first down. What did he land on? I think the anime adds him landing specifically on something soft, but... Rattle, rattle. It's locked. Rattle, rattle. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Here's another question you should ask. Why would a school need such a massive garbage pit? That's a good question, actually, yeah.
Stop.
Stop! My god, one sec. Alright, I'm back. Dog should have calmed down, I think. Yeah. Yeah, maybe he would survive if he landed perfectly on the chair legs. Ah, dang it. Hang on a sec. Alright, had to recalibrate my camera, but I don't think it really worked. Because this is still really bad. God. Okay, it's worse. Oh yeah, okay. Think it's pretty fixed. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck it does that. But, we'll be fine. Getting out of here isn't gonna be that easy. If I'm not getting out of here anytime soon. Decided to look around for some food. Yay. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. Gross, yucky, yucky food. That was pointless too. Next, I search for some water. How could I be sure which liquids I could drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. Still not enough reason to give up, because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was... go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. It's my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. There's a mysterious countdown item on the Fallout Season 2 promo page map thing. Really? A countdown? Tracking how long until people... until the New Vegas fans, you know, find them? What could it mean? I'm guessing that. It's how long until we find you, when I find you, what you've done to friggin' House and... I mean, I'm not to understand you've frankly done that much to the NCR. They kinda sucked in New Vegas anyway. And then there's the Legion, which... I mean, so far so accurate, from what I've heard. He's still fucked up House. Recasting Victor was the ultimate crime. Yeah, Victor showed up. Even though... Actually, I like their interpretation of the Legion so far. I heard it, but... Again, the whole anyone could have won thing is complete nonsense. Like, Caesar... I like that setup. 2 different factions. I think it's accurate to House's predictions. I think it's been too long. They haven't completely self-destructed yet still, and I find that hard to believe. That they're at any amount of stalemate this long later, I find very tricky to imagine. Caesar dead, they just fall to infighting over who will be the next Caesar. Yeah. And I mean, if Legate Lanius isn't there to just say, I'm the next Caesar, and no one can really call him on it because they're not stupid enough to try. But that raises the question, where the fuck's Legate Lanius? If he's dead, sorry, no way in fuck the Legion won the battle that they could ever imagine they won. I'm sorry, that is the biggest plot hole possible. The whole any of them could have won thing is stupid from the get-go. No matter how you try to put it. I'm sorry. It's dumb. And it's always gonna be dumb. Because, you should be able to guess based on who fucking controls it at the moment. Did they all just... Did whoever actually controlled it just go, where'd I leave the keys? And then just fucking lose it a day later? That's not something you can just fuck up that easily. My only way to preserve what little strength I had left, after not being able to eat or drink. Can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. All I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. A crunch? Hell of a sound effect. What the? Strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jerking me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Apparently they literally have the body of Caesar, so I guess Lanius was away and they immediately tried to name successors. I think the no one remembers plot is good. Not strange to think that even if the Legion won, Lanius could have died over the next 15 years. I mean, he could have, but it's also like, I still feel like if Lanius is dead, that means they lost the battle. Because that is the one place he could die. Because genuinely, he is this unstoppable monster. Like, Fallout lore, he's pulled off crazier, stupider shit than this. And the reason he wasn't the legate to begin with was because Caesar was a little scared of him. And Joshua just had a better mind for tactics. Giant piece of trash just fall down here? Carefully stretch my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me. He's not literally unkillable, though. I know that. I know he's not literally unkillable. But it's like, it's hard to imagine him dying and the Legion not falling apart as a result. Like, he was kind of their secret weapon. And any battle where he dies in tells me they should be crippled. Very strong, but not enough that it's impossible he would have died in the unaccounted 15 years. Yeah, I guess. But it's like, whatever had to kill him has to be something that gets addressed at the same time. Legion did fall apart, though? Yeah, they sure are, still fucking there for having fallen apart. I guess maybe that's all of them, and that's way smaller than they were before, because they were supposed to be like the entire state of Arkansas, weren't they? It's not literally unkillable. There's a reason he's considered unkillable. It's something that needs addressing. What told me? Why? Whatever. Falling apart doesn't
Just
mean
a
wiped from the
second.
face of the earth. Yeah, I know. But it's like, that they could still exist to any degree is hard to believe. Giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
And it is for this reason, most Kirigiri merchandise includes a cup of ramen. NCR was nuked and is still technically there in some places? I haven't caught that detail. I've only caught info secondhand about Fallout so far. Like, I ain't watching it. Ramen Kyoko, yay! They made a sprite for this. Kyoko!
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. Glad to hear that, Kyoko. Got a bit of garbage in your hair. It's funny, cup ramen is actually one of her most hated gifts. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again. You gonna take that off, or she's too locked in? Nah, don't worry, she's good. First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you. Snatched the bread and water she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. Ooh, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up, then? Of course not. After all, the fact I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Unbelievable amount of trash here. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt. Or, no, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you.
I...
Abandoned you. Don't say that, you didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you. Ghoul visits one of the ranger stations and still has NCR rangers. Granted, they're kind of crazy holdouts, but they exist. It's not unbelievable the Legion could have more substantial holdouts than the Mojave left, because even if they were destroyed by whatever killed Lanius, they were not hit with a weapon of mass destruction. Okay, the NCR is... kind of... Hush. No. I know someone opened a door. Hush. The NCR got nuked. So... then is the point of difference that the courier nuked the NCR for no good reason and then vanished off the face of the fucking earth? Did Ulysses do it, I guess? But Ulysses' whole thing was... Caesar himself orders Lanius, he's a little afraid of, killed when the dam is taken because he doesn't need him. Okay, I guess. I can't tell you who did it. I can, but spoiler. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna watch it. I guess I could spoil someone else who wants to see it. You can DM it to me, I don't care. Trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but... there's a reason I had to survive no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive...
In other words...
so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? Made up my mind to come to Hope Speak Academy for one very important reason. What is it?
Indeed.
What? This rigmarole? I don't think they do these in the later games. This... you have to ask a question there like that. That's right, at least I did once. Once? Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. Forgot, but that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible!
Huh?
Amnesia? And is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? First thing? Talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school. I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. Seems much too convenient. Oh. That's fucking stupid. Yeah, no, that's stupid. Quilla DM'd it to me. I'm not gonna say it, but... Yeah, that's stupid. Sure, why not, I guess. Fallout, as presented by people who don't care about Fallout. Fuck you. On the other hand, if the Legion failed to take the dam, Caesar would have had Lanius killed for his failure, I bet. Yeah, that adds up. And then... I guess... Like, if they really just want to go... no courier ending. Like, this is just what happens. Like, the chip is just lost, or whatever. Benny can never use it. So, there's a weird stalemate at the dam forever. The second battle ends in no real winner, because there's no agent to turn the tide. The Legion probably kills Benny when he tries to break in. They just kind of leave that army down there. House stays house forever. I guess that could work. If it's a if this is just a player characters timeline, I guess you can make it work. It'd be better, because it would confirm that an alternate reality that has no bearing on New Vegas. Yeah, I just have to hope it's like this is a timeline where none of the player characters do anything. It's like, okay, sure. Sure, I guess. But that's not how they've described it in promotion. They've described it as like, any ending still leads to this, which is stupid. Strange, isn't it? Hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. You saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? Only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. The mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean... Somehow, my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. If what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that, we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, Yoko is the ultimate counter! Her ability does hard counter what's happening here. It's always the chance the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal out of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? Mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself. That's why I asked you to help me. Feeling it will be an independent ending, if anything? Yeah... If anything, but... I guess... Like, okay. I can think of a way that all three parties could believe they're the winners of the battle in an independent ending. Because for an independent ending, the NCR quote-unquote wins, but then has the Hoover Dam taken from them at the last moment by the Courier. Whereas the Legion would just, say nuh-uh among themselves and say they won because they're delusional nutcases. The lamest ending, to be honest. Pick a side, fence sitter. Pick your bastard faction. If they voted Byakuya, would it still count? Please tell me they could have killed off Byakuya. No, because that would have just been wrong. Monokuma actually set up Kyoko to be the quote-unquote killer there. But when Makoto decided to trust Kyoko, you could actually see Monokuma thinking for a sec there, just... And the mastermind decided Makoto's equally a problem. Because actually, that last night, the original plan was the mastermind was going to kill Makoto, and then blame it on Kyoko, get rid of the two people most causing problems for the killing school life. If they vote wrong, then Monokuma just wins. Monokuma gets to, alright, you were wrong. Dead, 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 dead. Leave my guy alone, he's having character development. Yeah. Byakuya doesn't deserve it now. I mean, I don't think he ever did anything to deserve being killed. Though, if it were like one person absolutely must die to preserve the school going forward, if someone picked Byakuya, I wouldn't have blamed them in the first few chapters. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but... I see. Your intuition was right, though. No way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind. Which is actually why... There's some... I guess I can talk about this here. Like, Makoto isn't the mastermind. He's not. I'm just gonna say that. Spoiler warning. Whatever. There are a few really, really gut-wrenching fan stories that have been written where Makoto is the mastermind. And one of my favorites actually plays off of the alternate ending, where it's like, when Kyoko is kind of accepting death, then Makoto, like Mastermind Makoto, just starts laughing and says, "You got that wrong. Nah, it was me, but you guys already voted. Alright, punishment time for everyone." And it's written in a very gut-wrenching fashion, because everyone trusted him and he betrayed them. It's fun. Knowing what we know, I would somewhat sadly have to pick Toko, because Genocide Jack is an actual serial killer. That is true. Jack is dangerous. But it's like, the person most likely to kill by their own admission is Byakuya. Because Jack just... Here's the thing, if you kill Byakuya, Jack doesn't have a target anymore. I mean, actually no, Jack does have another target. You don't get to see it much here, but there is one other target Jack has. There's a question of who deserves to die in this room, it's Genocide Jack. I will grant you. But the problem is Toko really doesn't deserve it. So it's such a... It is almost like killing two people. You know? I will talk about Jack's other potential murder target later. Because there genuinely is one other one. And I'm not talking about Fujisaki. Like, Jack did mention Crossdresser is hot enough to hit in the splash zone, but not quite who I meant. Unfortunately, Toko is collateral damage of that to a degree. To a very large degree.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay
Don't agree
here.
that we should 100% distinguish them. Jack is born of Toko's desires, after all. That is true. It is DID, which is to say, Jack isn't... I feel bad saying this, but dissociative identity disorder, Jack isn't a real person. She's just not. It is a cognitive dissonance. That is what it is. It's a very extreme one, but genuinely, Jack isn't real. That is still technically Toko. But it's a way the brain is protecting itself. It's not like some force on high put Jack in Toko against her will. Jack is ultimately another expression of herself. Yeah. Jack isn't some separate soul shoved in there. Jack is Toko, and technically, this is a failure of language, but Jack is technically sort of. No, I can't even use that word now. I almost wanted to say is pretending, but it's not that. It's to such a higher degree of mental function that it's really not that. Pretending isn't the right word, and I don't want to use it. But I can fairly say that Jack is not a real person. Though, Danganronpa kind of treats her as a different person. Like, treats them as different, but also as the same. That's something to talk more about later. Would still say it's better to not kill anyone. Forced to choose someone to die, Toko Jack is the only one who has committed crimes worthy of that punishment. At least to our knowledge. We have no reason to believe any of the other characters have ever killed someone, or directly allowed someone to be killed either. I mean, except the ultimate soldier who wasn't an option, but then again, you could also argue that's war, and that's a lesser crime than serial murder. They're different, but they're still the same person. Yeah, it's difficult to talk about because of the limitations of language. Gah. Just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen? Mondo Gecko would be next on my list, because his talent would seem to imply that kind of gang violence. It would certainly imply gang violence, but can you honestly say that a biker gang leader is more potentially harmful than the CEO of a worldwide company? I want you to look me dead in the eye and say that. Wish you want to bet Mukuro Ikusawa was just in a cardboard box at the start of the game? I would be willing to take that bet a lot, because I actually know exactly where she was at the start of the game. I have a pinpoint on her movements the entire game. I know exactly where she was from when the killing game started to where she died. Not more potentially harmful, more likely to have actually harmed people directly. I will grant you that, and I mean, Mondo arguably got someone killed via his recklessness as well. Though, if you want to go who has the most potential to do harm, you'd say Sakura, but if we're gonna take in the diffuse responsibility of everything the Togami Corp has done, then yeah, but that feels a little unfair. A little. Because, again, not all of their... He isn't the CEO yet, he's just next in line to be it. So, the Togami Corporation's current crimes can't be held fully against him. But it's like, I don't know, I feel like if there was debate going on among the survivors, at least the level-headed ones, of like, alright, Monokuma says if someone doesn't die, we literally all die at the end of a timer, or whatever. Because, I don't know. I don't know if Monokuma, in this game specifically, would ever do that. Monokuma has different rules sometimes. That alternate ending seems to imply it wouldn't, but I don't know, if they had to pick someone... I mean, it's also like, how do you find out Toko has Jack in her by there? Wouldn't be asking the question who could potentially do the most harm. That seems like the wrong question. Yeah. It's who is most likely to genuinely commit a murder, and that's between Jack and Byakuya. Or at least, most likely to do so premeditated. Though, actually, you could argue Jack's aren't premeditated, really.
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right? Would ask who has done harm. I mean, I guess, yeah.
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know? But it's like, it comes down to... You pick... It's such a weird scenario, because you also are taking in weird shit. Not used to relying on others.
correct.
We must punish, we may as well pick someone who has done things to be punished for. Yeah, and this is also assuming Mukuro can't be an option. But if Mukuro's not an option, why do they know who Jack is? It's a weird question. Because... Like, among the original 15 that we knew of, and knowing as much as you can feasibly find out, it's still weird. Mukuro would be a difficult question, because war is a gray area. Yeah, but she was a mercenary, specifically, which means she took money to do it. Like, this wasn't a, oh, you're fighting for your country's defense kind of deal. This was a, you're being paid to fight someone else's war. Kills in legitimate warfare aren't murder, but that's a great smokescreen for actual murder. Yeah. And like I said, it's she's a mercenary, specifically. And like, though a kill as a mercenary feels less defensible than a kill as a soldier defending your country. We need to know the specifics. We can't assume all her kills were good kills or bad kills. Yeah. Whereas we can fairly easily say all of Jack's were bad. Although, there's also the question of how much... It's heavily implied everyone Jack has killed has been someone who has personally damaged Toko to some degree. It's just... Has anyone hurt her bad enough to deserve being killed? I'm sure at least one or two of them did, but... No, we're not to assume any of them were random. At least the way Jack talked. I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. How'd the hell did the investigating turn out? Maybe some of her family? Well, Jack hasn't killed them. I know, exactly. It's Jack's criteria. It seems to be people who have spurned Toko in love, specifically. Some of whom have done some genuinely awful shit. But to the point of deserving murder is a different question. Like, I don't think Jack just goes out for random targets. Despite how she might talk sometimes. So, how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Mention your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. The ultimate detective? That makes way too much sense.
Correct.
The reason I came to Hope Speak Academy? There was someone I had to find here in the school. Find someone who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope Speak Academy. The headmaster? Why'd you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What? Revelation after revelation.
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? That explains... Alter Ego told us he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
Generally, I forgot we didn't know Kyoko was the ultimate detective from the start. Yeah, because it's like, it's so obvious in retrospect, you remember it every further time. To the point it's like, well, yeah, of course she has. Like, what other kind of person would be investigating murders this efficiently?
So,
Kyoko? What's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point. When he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However,
But listen, Makoto. I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
so...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. Would have been interesting if she turned out to be the ultimate murderer. She's so good at investigating murder because she's an expert about murder. The one little tiny hole in that is... I don't know that it's ever confirmed. That was kind of taken by Jack. Yeah, the little... That was taken by Jack. And there is some implication that Jack's title might be official. Some side stuff implies that Hope's Peak knew about Jack when they recruited Toko, and they kind of recruited both of them as ultimates. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Kind of funny if Jack is the real ultimate and Toko's the one with a fake talent. I mean, the thing is, even Makoto has heard of Toko via her work, so it is not unreasonable she was recruited for that. I'd like to think that Hope's Peak was just so... friggin'... They went so hard investigating her, like, scouting her out, that they actually found out it was also her there. Because the thing is, there's just nothing concrete linking Toko physically to the murders. Not all that special as a writer. But it's the only thing she did competently, and they needed to give her something. That would be funny. Really funny. It's just, we just know that isn't true. Headmaster was like, holy shit, 2 for the price of 1. Yeah, that is something that is loosely implied. When you start learning more about Hope's Peak, you start learning, like, wow, they would totally harbor a serial killer just for the fuck of it. Who's the ultimate failure? I'm thinking. I'm really thinking here. Might be someone who fits that, but maybe meet them way, way later. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
The layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. Is Toko the ultimate girl failure? Is she a girl failure? I don't know, I feel like a character in the second game fits that description a little better. One in the third game, too. I guess all 3 of them kind of fit that description if you think about it. I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check. Perhaps, I imagine you know who I'm thinking of in 2. V3... You can figure out who I'm thinking of in V3 as the ultimate girl failure. I'm willing to bet you can figure that out. Actually, there could be 2 people who kind of fit that if you think about it. I guess one is more ultimate disaster than failure. Whatever.
Correct.
That's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However...
You have more than one idea for 2, to be honest? More than one for 2. I'm thinking of the obvious one. The other one... I guess I can see one other person, yeah. You really think about it, there kinda are 2 and 2. There's really only one here in Trigger Happy Havoc, though. Once I got there, I noticed the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. What was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is... The moment I saw it, I realized... whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important. And really ominous.
However...
Of course, once I got to the second floor of the dorms with no cameras, why I had no idea what was going on. Has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means... everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
Anyway...
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. I mean, because of the school regulations.
That's right.
Exactly. Minimal restrictions, you're free to explore Hope Speak Academy at your discretion.
In other words...
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules. With that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. Mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like... Mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey.
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? You mean... during the night? I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the God of Death. What? I can hear the God of Death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this. This is a weird thing she says, and... I don't think it's a real thing. I think she's... I don't think... Like, I will admit, the Kirigiri novels are outside my understanding. I know some of what happens in them, but I don't know if that's meant to be a real thing she can really do, because I never see people talk about it at all.
Anyway...
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms, and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell. The thing is, this kind of supernatural sense does exist. We know of two characters who have some kind of weird supernatural power. One of them is Hiro. His predictions... Actually, there is a side thing where he has a prediction that is so unerringly accurate, and so he had no way to gain this information naturally, that it's like, okay, maybe he's not bullshitting entirely. And there's a character who... I have no choice but to accept they can see ghosts. I'm sorry, they just can. And the explanations they try to give for why it might not be real don't fucking work. Kirigiri also has some kind of weird thing. I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
Believe anything this game says because Sakura exists? It's not a bad philosophy. Yujiro Hanma, but a high school girl with a maiden's heart exists in this game. Nothing's off the table anymore. Ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course. Which is really fucking impressive. That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
and their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind, an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. And you might have noticed something about all that. Kyoko's a bit off here about one little detail, but we'll get to that. All this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. That's really bad if true. Means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me. Seemed ready to kill you in your room. The genuine truth of this is, those rules are binding the mastermind. The mastermind is doing this for a specific person. I'm not gonna say who. I don't want to reveal that. But I think all this was genuinely the mastermind trying to trick that person, which... bullshit. Bullshit. You ain't tricking them. I think it is genuinely fucking impossible. For Yujiro Hanma, of course. Yujiro Hanma can be tricked, at least. Everything they did is a contradiction. What does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that. They're the ultimate despair?
It would seem...
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. And they're...
Indeed.
Make no mistake. They're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. 100-mile dash, pain of a junk food junkie, done. The mastermind did not literally everything. Jesus, Green Ghost. Surviving students... 6. To be continued. Dream Island rocket present. Woo! Someone was murdered in this. The ultimate despair. Group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Right now,
Anyway...
we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. You can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
You should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey, Kyoko, use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then, click. Yeah, it opened.
Indeed.
Now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. Quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. There wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Deadly Life, Chapter 6. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There's a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. Started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Of course, Kyoko goes second. Ladder was impossibly long. Couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. Passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. Nah, Kirigiri's the one getting fan service here. She's getting a good look at that Nayag ass. No idea we were so far down.
Hey,
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. Now you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? How long have you been doing detective work? How long?
so...
Ever since I can remember. Come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. Oh yeah, now I can mention this. Kirigiri. It means fog cutter, and it's... Yeah, it's kind of an old joke. Or old kind of Japanese term for detectives, sort of? Kirigiri? Like, one fog cutter. It's odd. I think it's also the name of the move Defog in Pokemon. The only HM to ever be completely and utterly optional. Annoying without, but you never need to get it. I know, because I beat Diamond and Pearl without it my first time. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride.
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things. To do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. Conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed. We do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. That explains... Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. She hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet... I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. The reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, is because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? Would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future.
However...
But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply... ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument. Young as I was, he left me behind. I will say, Jin Kirigiri. I suppose I can't say it yet, actually. Sure there was a reason for that. Sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. so I couldn't tell. Couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative. And more emotional.
I
don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
There's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
When the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever, I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Also worth noting, feel like he would have seen your name and noticed immediately. When you were, you know, accepted. He's the fucking headmaster. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not heart or soul. So shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. Just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
The other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Here goes nothing. Reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. Hatch opened with ease, and so... Looks like we're back. Oh, sorry, Makoto said that. Looks like we're back. Can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. Can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. And we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. Never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So now what do we do? Glad I didn't die, of course, but if the Mastermind finds out... I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So
Who
then,
wouldn't be? Let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
in other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
We try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. Wrong till. And it's not like we can run away. She said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. Saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't.
Because...
The Mastermind is the one that's ensnared. Mastermind is ensnared. Said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The Mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the Mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
We can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. Still a little, super uneasy about this. We don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
I just need to check one thing real quick. Should be fine. Oop. Out we go. Weird wobble at the feet there. Any chance we can stop by the Mono machine? There is! Surprising. Oh my god, it's actually letting me right now. Let's give it a shot. Makoto, is now really the time? Makoto, really? 70 coins! Get a katana of some kind. And... spin, spin, spin! Boxing gloves! Yoko, you don't understand, I have to use this machine, I am the ultimate luck! Lucky! I love gambling. I was really hoping Celeste would piss on me. What? I was really hoping to bond over Celeste with, over that with Celeste, is what I said. She just, like, squints a little. Just narrows her eyes at him like, Please let me read the description of the boxing gloves. You know what? You got it, Green Ghost. Don't know where they'll be on the list, but these are all the chapter complete gifts. Yeah, we also got this thing. Branch from a Sakaki tree, only used in Shinto rituals, serves as a connection between humans and gods. Oh, Zantetsuken. So they can't even cut through iron, or flesh, or anything really. In other words, totally useless. Those boxing gloves. If you see anything else you desperately need me to look at... Okay, max gloves. Oh, right. Pair of boxing gloves infused with a staggering amount of passion and effort. Wearing them makes you want to throw 1,000 cross counters. Max gloves. I don't think that's what they're called in the original, but they changed it to something Americans might pick up on. Because the thing is, Little Mac doesn't wear red gloves. I think in the original this is meant to be referenced to Hajime no Ippo. If I'm remembering right. I'm not totally... Don't quote me on that, but that's what I think it's supposed to be. They changed it to Mac because people wouldn't recognize that in America so easily. Americans, like, people recognize the Little Mac. Ichiro Miyata. So is it... Could you explain, please? Is that a character? I would presume it's a character, but... You explain what that character is? He's the guy with the guys with the counter? Oh. A specific character from Hajime no Ippo? Ichiro Miyata? Main thing is counters in Hajime no... Okay, it is still a Hajime no Ippo reference. And they kept the description reference. I was right about that. I just didn't know what specifically they were referencing from it. Changed it from the most popular boxing manga ever to probably the most popular boxing video game.
Well now.
Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I don't believe it!
But Makoto's supposed to be dead! What's he doing here?
Exactly how I thought he'd react. You really gonna be okay?
You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you out?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing!
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed.
Makoto's dead, he's just a ghost, trust me. Yeah, I mean, can you prove he's not? We had to prove Kyoko wasn't.
It's unfortunate, but that is the rule.
Making me angry!
So now I gotta punish you again. And this time I won't leave anything to chance.
Kyoko! Do whatever you feel you have to.
What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
now,
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh?
I lose?
Hey!
You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
because
You set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right?
Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. Here's the thing. If Kyoko had stayed the Blackened there, she gets to expose the Mastermind, because Kyoko gets to leave if she wants to, and she has full resources to expose Monokuma at that point.
However,
Then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. I mean, yeah, the rest of the class dies, but like... an entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter Ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you'd killed it.
am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro, you did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right?
And that means I lose. You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto.
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Guess what time it is, Monokuma? Not quite there, but we'll get there.
Well,
No, I can't. Just say it like that.
What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now. A little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth.
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Kyoko very perfectly deduced. Yeah, Monokuma's doing this to show everyone because it's a TV show. It's TV time! Tenna really is just... Tenna is nothing like Monokuma. He is reverse Monokuma. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
That's what we have to do.
I suggest you take my advice. Tenna is not Monokuma. He's a reverse Monokuma. I mean, you are going to stay in his game show forever, but you're going to be safe and fine, but you're going to play with him.
So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? Fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept this challenge? Probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes!
Yeah, getting bored, that's... You will come to learn that is Monokuma's defining character trait. Boredom.
Now, what you've suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms.
Bared?
Look, unbearable's already a word. It wasn't a real pun, so I had to shove one in.
Oh no, they're a Tomorrow's Joe reference. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
Ah, despair is despair.
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one final grisly showdown.
With gloves? What? He agreed. We'll have a shot at this.
Barrett!
This is a long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
Guys!
So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here.
Makes sense, Tomorrow's Joe is way more popular? Ah. I don't know what the fuck Tomorrow's Joe is. The boxing gloves. All the mysteries?
That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. You can do that.
I can barely contain myself!
Then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
Koalas aren't bears.
I'm stretching.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along.
Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all that,
Sakura's death is actually a reference to death in Tomorrow's Joe. I don't know, man. We'll all face execution, right?
I can barely contain my excitement.
That one drawing where she's leaning to the side. Oh, okay, like her death thing. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me?
Ashita no Joe? Oh, that's what it's called. I've heard Ashita no Joe. I've never heard it called Tomorrow's Joe. I think actually you've mentioned Ashita no Joe before, Green Ghost. Like, you've described it before. But you didn't translate it when you said that. We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? Never heard anyone call it Tomorrow's Joe, yeah, but that would be a way to translate it. I guess you would want to call it, like, Tomorrow for Joe, or the Joe of Tomorrow? Ashita, no, like, no would mean of. You might reverse, like, the noun and the participle in Japanese, so I guess it would be Joe of tomorrow or Joe for tomorrow, you could, maybe? No can be a possessive. So I get the Joe belonging to tomorrow. So like the Joe of tomorrow. What Joe will be. Joe's tomorrow is technically an accurate translation. Okay, Joe's tomorrow or the Joe of tomorrow just sounds weird in this context. Yeah. I honestly can't believe how this all turned out.
Hey,
Before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Also, this is a prime example that Kyoko is a skilled at logical intelligence and emotional intelligence. She was able to emotionally manipulate Monokuma quite well. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that. Sure, so what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement?
You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that.
Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception, then it's part of the regulations? It would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro...
It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint.
Monokuma gets bored of the puns fast. This is what I'm more familiar with, because that's what it translates it to where you watch it. Ah,
I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
what?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry!
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya?
Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable. Wikipedia says it's also called Ashito no Joe, Fighting for Tomorrow.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here.
Okay, I'm going. Really gonna let me go?
I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. Just like that, we were out of the gym. Could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. Still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. I think the idea is that Joe is battling for his tomorrow. So, Joe's battle for tomorrow or something, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of the impression I got. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. I don't think this is a title which can be directly translated and convey its idea. I don't know, I think, like... Tomorrow for Joe, like Joe reaching his tomorrow, I think that gets it across. I mean, maybe not to the layperson, but I think I got the concept from just calling it Joe's tomorrow, honestly. Or like tomorrow for Joe would be a decent way to get it. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true.
whew,
But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? Layperson is who you make a title for. I'll grant you, yeah. I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so,
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
because,
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. When was it the mastermind let their guard down?
so,
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? It said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so...
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
It would seem...
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. Taking over the airways has been done by basically children. Holding the airways is harder. Here's the thing. Taking over a specific channel, or like a specific broadcast channel, that's been done. Taking over all of them? Literally all of them. That's harder. That's a lot harder. And then, obviously, doing it for this entire time, a month at least by this point, that's fucking impossible. Even doing that to just one broadcast channel would be tricky. Like, borderline undoable, but every channel. All of them. All their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. It's a large undertaking. Taking over many is not much harder than many. Yeah, holding them is much harder. I think taking over literally all of them across the entire world, I think that's a little difficult, because, kinda have to have control over the physical stations to do some of them. Every time it's happened, they get shut down quickly. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, all of them simultaneously and for any amount of time whatsoever. Has anyone ever taken over all the airwaves for even a brief period? I know people have taken over specific channels briefly, but all of them? All of them at once. Has anyone genuinely done that? I actually don't know. Answer me. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point? Probably not, because it's a very broad undertaking. Yeah.
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. Talking about hope, right?
that's right.
For those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. The world, yeah, but we do learn there's a specific person they want caught more, who I'm willing to bet has already lost interest, actually. That's their goal, is the ultimate despair. What? Want to prove that despair is better than hope? That's ridiculous!
It's true.
You're right. It is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet... Same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
Because their goal was to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. That's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me. Hell of a
Right.
time to flash back to that. So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. Due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. Right, it's kind of fucking stupid as shit. The kind of thing you would expect to see only in a video game. Yeah. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. When that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, Mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
Would only do the Mastermind harm to have it shut down, to have it shown that they violated their own regulations. Well, that was a hunch, right? Still able to get the Mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
It's only thanks to you that we got the chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up. Still, can't believe how much of the Mastermind's thoughts and plans you're able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
Looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. You're no ultimate gambler. Let out a quick sigh. Took it as a small sign of relief. Might be able to bet on Makoto's luck for this one. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. Totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. Ultimate Gambler reference? Huh. Makoto has a brief flash. Just, I want her to piss on me. What? Like, Makoto, why do you keep saying that when you think no one can hear you? Nothing? Makoto, I heard you plainly. What are you talking about? I don't know. Keep talking about it. I don't know. I'm totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. You're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. Go to lock in. Just for argument's sake, would you be interested in that kind of thing? Tell you what, if and when we get out of here, we can discuss it. Why would I want to discuss it, Makoto? I don't know what you're talking about. We gotta go start investigating. I'm not saying yes, but I could be convinced. Which one of them saying that is the question. I'm not saying I'll pee on you, Makoto, but it's possible to convince me. Or, I'm not saying I want you to pee on me, but you could convince me. Both are stupid. Both are thinking it. A match made in heaven. I guess technically a match made in hell, considering where they are. Can't defeat the Mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. No option except to win.
Hey,
Match made in purgatory? Before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the Mastermind. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Makoto's luck. I mean, we know for a fact the first girl who was interested in him also really wanted to piss on him. That's the only way to interpret that one line that started all this bullcrap. His luck means that every girl he meets spontaneously awakens an interest in peeing on him. Oh. Oh, God. His interest was awakened by Sayaka, who wanted to pee on him. And he had this thought of, I mean, it's not no, but you could convince me. Sayaka awoke him, and he awakes the other girls. Right now we have to go find the others. I mean, I think there's one specific love interest he wouldn't have to convince. I'm gonna be real, but I'm gonna talk about that one a bit later.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. We shall. We shall next time, because my understanding of the rest of Chapter 6 is that it should be just long enough that when we come back to it, it'll be a nice lengthy stream. Would Toko need convincing? I wasn't gonna say it, but no. No, I don't think she would. I can't imagine her. She's nasty, you know? She's just nasty. On the one hand, it seems like something she'd be into. The other hand, I think she would want to be the one pissed on. I don't know, I think she'd want to take turns. She nasty like that. Really. If I had to describe Toko in general, it's just nasty. But yeah. I think this is where we'll leave up for here. Toko could never, Toko could only. Be real here. I'm gonna stop the recording for YouTube here. As always, thank you so much for coming if you came. If you didn't come, you don't get a thank you. Well, why YouTube? Think she could? She's committed to that bum? That's something I'll have to talk about. Well, bye YouTube.